Hi, it's Cindy. I wanted to come on here and first of all say I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Brian and I had a very quiet time. It was just him and I. And in fact, dinner, I had a Keto Chow hot cocoa. That was it. But that was okay. And then yesterday we had ham and I made 2 Crazy Ketos mac and cheese. That was pretty good. We didn't see our kids and grandkids. We had seen them in October. They live in New Hampshire and we live here in Kentucky. And yeah, I missed them a lot, but I talked to them and they were having fun. They get together, my 2 sons, which is fantastic because they have their differences. As long as they're getting together and their kids are all in tune with each other and actually know one another, that's all I can ask for. But aside from family, I still have this stuff going on. I have made so many acquaintances, friends, since starting on YouTube that I just want to give them a little recognition. I had gotten Christmas cards from various people. We had done a Christmas card list on Loving It on Keto with Wendy's Facebook page. And I just wanted to give recognition to the people that I got cards from, and including others in the keto world. Obviously, we all know Chris and Miriam. Love that picture. This is from Jen Delaney. She had seen some diamond paintings at my house when I had the get together, and she started doing them. This is a diamond painted Christmas card. It's so cool. This one was from Hyla and her family, from Crafty and Carnivorish. And then Stacy Wilson, I had given her a ride to Keto Palooza when her car was broken down. She had asked for my address and sent this. And then these were from the list from the Keto, Loving It on Keto with Wendy page. This is Brenda Shopes, Martha Ashworth, and if I say anybody's names wrong, I am really sorry. Tina Griffer, I'm sorry, I don't know. Cindy and Paul Manka, it's just beautiful. Naomi Jones, Mary Singh, Robin and Rusty Dunnigan, Anne and Eric Nettles. I have a list here so I don't forget anyone. Christine Moriano. Sorry if I messed up your name again. Cheryl Haddock. Tracy Whitstein and family. Tammy Witt. And last but not least, Adele Sargent. I pretty much just went in order of the list that we were sent by Kim Halper, who is Wendy's admin. But I want to thank you all again. It's so nice. And actually for me, being able to actually meet people, going to the conferences is fantastic. My husband tried to tell me at Keto Palooza while he was sitting around at the table where we were, if I wasn't there, he said there were actually people coming to look for me. Well, it's just me. I find that a little hard to believe. But anyhow, it is what it is. But I also wanted to say January. I have been in the live chats and, with Dustin, with Keto Simple, and he's talking about what he's doing for January with his 7-day fasting, I believe. I've done a 3-day fast before, no problem. I've done a 31-day, very strict beef, butter, bacon, and eggs before. It's not a problem. Reintroducing foods was not a problem. Nothing bothers me. That is the problem. So what I need to do, and I've been really slacking, we have foods on our island. We have Element, and now we have SALTT, which is Keto Chow's electrolytes. We also have a thing with Choc Zero pieces in it, and we have a container of cashews next to it. I am going to incorporate these things with my meal when I want them, and not in between my meals, which is what I've been doing. And worst of all is eating after dinner. Now, we don't eat dinner until about 7, because we typically don't break our fast until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Since I've been on these antibiotics, I've had to eat 3 meals a day, and we never do that because I have to take these with food, and I have to take them 3 times a day. So that's not helping. And then knowing antibiotics cause inflammation, that's not helping me at all. I'll be so glad when I'm done with these, and hopefully everything's good then. Because this is the second round of antibiotics. I can't shake this strep. It's like I still feel this in my throat. But I was also given Flonase and an allergy pill for some sinus issues that I obviously have. So we'll see how that all goes. But overall, I feel good, but I need to nip those things. I also bought a rebounder that I will include a picture of, that I am going to use at least 3 times a week. I also have that vibration machine that I'm going to use, and I will somehow set up the video to do them both, because getting my husband to record me is not a thing. You'll see, or you've already seen, whichever the case may be at this point, I had made Keto Upgrade cinnamon rolls, and I had the camera on him. We were sitting down to eat, and we were getting our dessert, and he was trying his, and then I gave him the camera. Well, from here up was gone. I'm like, I don't know what he was I don't know what he was doing, but it was not something I was going to use. So no, I won't ask him, because it just doesn't work. I'm still working on waiting for him to give me the okay to sit down with him and interview him so he can tell his story. So many of you have expressed concern about wanting to hear his story, and interest, more like, not concern, interest. Brian is a very overall quiet person. Even between the two of us, he's very, very quiet. And we're the only two here, except the dog, who can be very loud. But Brian is, I don't know, he's not a conversationalist unless he gets started, and then he don't stop. So I got to get him in that mood where he's not going to stop so we can do a video, because he definitely has a story. On the videos where you see him, you'll see him a lot of times with his eyes closed, or he's holding his face, or something to that effect. Brian has, along with his type 1 diabetes, which has nothing to do with those things, he has cervical dystonia, which has symptoms similar to Parkinson's, but not exact. He's had deep brain stimulation surgery. You'll probably see he's got 2 bumps on the top of his head, but it causes a lot of movement and tremors. The surgery has done a world of good for him. He has a little iPod that controls this. The surgery, he had 2 leads put in his brain that go behind his ears, and they attach to a battery pack that's in his chest. Without that running, this man can barely walk. It amazes me that he can make the pens that he makes that's on our Etsy shop. Or, do anything that he puts models together. I'm going to get pictures of the models, and I'll include them in this video, because he has them scattered around the house on top of the kitchen cabinets and everything that he's put together. That takes a lot of intricate little work. It amazes me that he can do this, because there's times where he's sitting there and he can't keep his eyes open, because that's what this dystonia, how it affects him sometimes. Or, you know, he just can't keep his head still, which is why he holds it all the time. He's done that since the beginning, before he was even diagnosed. And I think it was back in 2016 we noticed it. He always had this little tick after I met him, and prior to that. But it got so bad that it wouldn't stop, and it was just, it was rough. Brian is such a fantastic person that this isn't fair. But he handles it better than I ever could if it was me. Anyway, sorry. But one day I'll get him on here to tell his story. It's just a matter of him being ready. But the times I get him on camera, he's crazy. He's a he always says, as you know, he's my guinea pig on trying stuff, and he's just funny with it all. But I love him dearly. So anyway, what are your plans for 2024? What are your plans for January? I just had a comment from one of my subscribers about my video about the electrolytes. And she said she has a hard time with her stomach. And I know you're watching, so I'm not going to mention your name. However, if you want to do what we discussed in the video and do beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, you want to do it for January, I will do it with you. And this is not easy for me, but I will do it. And my husband might want to divorce me afterwards. But giving up the soda again, and giving up the cheese, and God help me giving up the Keto Chow. You know, those were my toughest things when I did beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. But I will do it with you. You just let me know in the comments of this video. And anyone else that might want to do it with us, jump on board. But what are your plans for January or for the new year? What do you need to do to better yourself, to help your health that maybe you slacked off on for the last amount of time, whatever it is? Because I know I have. The snackiness in between meals, the late night eating is just killing me. I gotta stop. And it's crazy. And that's what it was pre-keto. I would be the one, everyone would go to bed, and I'd be in the kitchen eating. And it didn't matter what it was. It didn't have to be sweets. One of my favorite things was saltine crackers with butter on them. They tasted great. I had a whole plate of them. Yeah, little did I know then that was probably just as bad as having the dark chocolate that I preferred. So yeah, there's that. But that's what I'm gonna do for sure, is give up the snackiness and the late night eating. I have to. I mean, it's not that I don't feel well, but I'm putting the weight back on. I can see it, and I don't know if some of that is the antibiotics and the inflammation they cause, or that's probably part of it. But we'll see. I have a couple more days on them, and I hope no more. This is the second round. So let's just hope that that's gone, because I'm so done with it. But a reminder, the previous video I put out today, SALTT by Keto Chow is an electrolyte. They have a 30 count pack. I believe it's for $33. You use my link, you can save 10% off of that. And there's many ways you can create that 30 pack. So I believe that's what it is. If I'm wrong, somebody will correct me. But yes, I will definitely have my Keto Chow link in the description. I constantly have our Etsy shop in the description, as well as I have an Avon eStore that I've had for years that just sits there. They run decent sales every once in a while. I don't, but it's there if anyone's interested. And you purchase anything, you know, I would get a little bit back. It ain't nothing to worry, nothing to write home about. So there's that. But our Etsy shop I would like to pick up because Brian works so hard on his stuff. I'll include a picture of the latest. He made a letter opener in the most beautiful color of acrylic. And I'll include that in here too. So I'm gonna get his models that he's done, that he's not selling. He works hard. And then that letter opener that he just made. It's just such a beautiful color. It's just wow. And then of course I'm going to continue with my what I eat for the week videos that hope you like them, but I'm not one to just create a recipe. Like I said at the very beginning of these, I'm not a recipe creator. I follow recipes, that's about it, but they're not mine, so I don't want to share those. I will mention whose it is, and if I can link it, I will link them in the description. However, it's not right for me to give out their recipes when they did all the hard work and they created them. It's just incredible, the things that I have found researching keto, whatever I want to make, and the recipes that I have found just by searching Dr. Google is just amazing over the 3 years that I've been doing this. So anyway, I hope you all have a very happy new year. Stay safe and be healthy. And please leave the comments in the description what you're up to, what you're gonna do, and I will get back with you. And you all have a great day. It's the Apollo 11 lunar landing. It's the Apollo 11 lunar approach. The Apollo 11 Saturn. Side view of the Corsair F4U-4. The front view of that Corsair. It's the USS Arizona. This is a B-17G Flying Fortress. This is the letter opener he had just made. This is his most recent thing he's made.